Joystick Awards, the Golden Joystick Awards, like the Oscars for games, basically. The oldest video game awards you can get that exist, I mean. And of course, Baldur's Gate won, like, I think an historical high of Game of the Year awards. And I think that's interesting because this year is historically maybe the strongest year in gaming when it comes to overall games. And still they kind of managed to give one single game almost all the awards. And I don't want to say it, but I'm pretty sure that the jury didn't play most of the other good games, right? Because I mean, Cocoon did win the Breakthrough Award, and I started playing Cocoon a little bit off stream, and I really liked it so far. But I still think a lot of the jury didn't play most games, and that's realistic, right? Because you would have to play so many games. This is a year, even if you play games 24/7 full time, right? You're not gonna finish up playing every single good game. So I think there is a lot of bias towards the big, community hype things, and I think that's fair, right? If you want the game to win, that's most liked by the average of people, usually that works out really well per year because there's not a lot of competition. But this year, I feel they kind of made a mistake, right? Because there are so many good games. I'm pretty sure if I look at the categories, I mean, we could do that just for fun. I'm just thinking about it. Yeah, do we want to look at it quickly? Yeah, why not? I'm just gonna read to you the nominees here. Okay, wait. Just gonna look at them. Okay, so best storytelling, Baldur's Gate 3. Sure. Best multiplayer game, Mortal Kombat 1. Didn't play it. Seemed fine. Best visual design, Baldur's Gate 3. Okay, let's start. Yeah. Oh, baby. Do I think that I didn't play Baldur's Gate 3, but one thing I really want to mention is, first of all, I watched the game a lot, so I do have an impression of the game. I didn't play it myself, but I do know what it looks like. No way I would ever have given best visual design Baldur's Gate 3. No fucking way. That's absolute bullshit. No way. Baldur's Gate 3, in my opinion, it doesn't look that great. It's not my style, and I don't like how it's designed visually at all. So I think that's, for me, one of the biggest downsides of the game is that I don't like what it looks like, right? And it doesn't have any amazing tech or anything. And there were so many amazing visual games this year, so yeah, I don't know. No way I would have given best visual design to Baldur's Gate 3. Absolute no-go in my opinion. Okay. But let's continue here and let's look at the other categories. Best game expansion is Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty. Didn't play it yet, but seemed nice from what I played. Probably agree here, but I also didn't play a lot, so we would be biased here. Best audio, Final Fantasy 16. Didn't play it, can't talk about that, so no idea. Best indie game, Sea of Stars. As far as I know, Sea of Stars came out pretty recently. Maybe it's biased because of that. It came out... No, wait, it came out in August. Wait, but wasn't it early access or something like that? Yeah, I didn't play it. Unfortunately, I can't speak about that. I just know that Steam doesn't agree. It's well reviewed, but not as well as many other games. Yeah, I think that's probably also a mistake to nominate that, just based on the amount of good indie games that came out. The likelihood that this is the best indie game, not that high. I mean, RoboQuest, Voidigo, this game, a billion other good indie games came out that were insanely good, right? Really, really good indie games. So in my opinion, probably also a mistake to actually call this the best indie game. But I didn't play it, so I'm probably biased towards never having played it. But it's a turn-based RPG, so kind of not that hype anyway for me. But yeah, I think this might also be a mistake. Best VR game, Horizon Call of the Mountain. I mean, then also Resident Evil Village VR come out this year or something? I don't know. I can't speak about that because I didn't play it and I don't know much about VR gaming in general. I mean, I know something, but I never tried it, so whatever. Best streaming game, Valorant. I know what a best streaming game is. Can you elaborate? Is the best game to stream on Twitch and YouTube, or what is the best streaming game? It's not games as a service, right? I mean, unless they actually renamed ongoing game or something to streaming game. So maybe Valorant. I don't know. I have no idea about that one actually. Or maybe how they handled content being streamed, right? How maybe big events were. I don't know, the categories are not really self-explanatory sometimes. Still playing award, No Man's Sky. Let's be real. Yes, it is currently still played, and yes, it is an ongoing effort and it's free. I mean, the ongoing stuff is free, but I still think most of the people playing currently might be playing because of Starfield, so not most, but a lot of them maybe. Yeah, but that's fair. I guess that's fair. Best gaming community, Baldur's Gate 3. Wow, that's very that's very hard to judge, right? The best gaming community. What does that even mean, right? The ones with the best memes, the one with the least hate. I have no idea. I mean, it might be Baldur's Gate 3. I have no idea. I don't even know what the metric would be for that. Super subjective. I mean, all of these are subjective, but this is super subjective in my opinion. There's almost no objectivity there. A Studio of the Year, Larian Studios. You know, can talk about that, but tell you there are a lot of great studios out there. So just matching, I don't know how, you know, the thing is, Studio of the Year should definitely look at working conditions and everything. And I remember hearing some negative stuff about, just hearsay basically, about Larian Studios. So a bit of crunch and stuff like that. I think that should be very important when it comes to that. So I have no idea about that. And actually the Studio of the Year might just be a very small indie studio instead. So yeah, kind of hard to judge these weird categories. Best lead performer, Ben Starr is Clive Rossfield in Final Fantasy 16. No idea. No idea. Didn't play it, so maybe. Best supporting performer, Neil Newborn as by the way, why do I say so much about Baldur's Gate 3? Because even though I didn't play it, and not much about Final Fantasy 16, might seem kind of weird. The reason basically is because Final Fantasy 16, I didn't watch it all because I didn't want to get spoiled, and it's on PlayStation only. In Baldur's Gate 3, I watched a lot because I was trying to make an informed decision if I want to buy it or not. So I know way more about Baldur's Gate 3 than I do about Final Fantasy. I just know that a lot of people found it kind of mid. Not bad, but kind of mid. A Breakthrough Award, Cocoon. I don't know what the Breakthrough Award is. Maybe technological breakthrough, because I do know what they might mean about Cocoon there. There is a twist in the game, which I'm not going to spoil for you, but Cocoon definitely so far interesting. I would call it a puzzle game, right? It is a puzzle game mostly. It's an experience, but also a puzzle game, right? It's not only puzzles, but it does live from its ambient stuff, and it also has some kind of real-time component to it. But mostly it is like an interactive puzzle game, like, well, Inside also and Limbo. The previous games from the creator. A PC Game of the Year, Baldur's Gate 3. I mean, pick what you want. I wouldn't have picked it, but I didn't play it. But I wouldn't have picked it probably even after playing it. So the thing is, you know, you just remember, these games, the goal should be to echo the sentiment of the community, right? These are not highly super educated critics, journalists, whatever, and guys in the jury that are super well versed in all of the games, right? They usually try to find the game that just resonates with people, because who wants an award where something wins that everybody didn't play, right? Oh, Game of the Year is RoboQuest, and everybody's like, fuck that. Or Game of the Year is, I don't know, Voidigo, or Game of the Year is Hitman Absolution, no, Hitman Freelancer mode or whatever, right? I mean, Hitman Freelancer mode was so good that for me it would definitely be among the top things. And I already told you this year I can't select one single game. There are too many good games which I equally had fun with that are so vastly different that I just can't pick a single game. It's not possible. There are so many good games this year. It is just impossible, right? Okay, but PlayStation Game of the Year, pay attention to this one, by the way, is not Spider-Man 2, but Resident Evil 4. That's fucking weird, right? Because I'm pretty sure Baldur's Gate 3 is also on PlayStation, or am I wrong about that one? Maybe I'm wrong about that. Wait, wait. Baldur's Gate 3, PlayStation 5. It is on PlayStation 5, right? It is, right. So how come the PlayStation Game of the Year is not the PlayStation exclusive Spider-Man 2? That's so weird, right? Because now we're just wondering why is the PC game not also Resident Evil 4 or vice versa. That doesn't make any sense, right? Because both are on PC and PlayStation, so it makes zero fucking sense. Maybe it's because of the PC modding community around Baldur's Gate, but I have no idea. That's just kind of weird. Also, Baldur's Gate 3 came out in a pretty rough state, so when it comes to bug fixes in later acts, I heard, so I don't know. Xbox Game of the Year, Starfield. And now people were like, KEKW, man, Xbox really has a rough time because Starfield is Game of the Year, and I'm like, they could have put Resident Evil 4 there as well, so it's also on Xbox, so I have no idea what the fuck this list is, right? It's so weird. I mean, if you want to be inclusive, right? They didn't know where to put Resident Evil 4, probably. Just put it instead of fucking Starfield? I don't get it, it's so weird. A Nintendo Game of the Year, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, surprise. I mean, it could have been Mario Wonders too, but... best game trailer is Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. I don't know, I don't watch that many trailers, so I would have really, it might be the best one. I didn't watch it because I didn't want to get too spoiled, so maybe, no idea. Most Wanted Award, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I mean, do they just look at the wish list from Steam? Maybe, I have no idea. A Critics' Choice Award is Alan Wake 2. So this is the only one we can care about? I don't know. And then, wait. So there is the Ultimate Game of the Year. So this is the overall winner in Baldur's Gate 3. I think that's fine for most people, right? Because most people would echo that just based on the amount of people who played. And also especially the amount of casual players that played the game. Because I know many people that don't play a lot of video games that might have tried out Baldur's Gate 3, or who are super casual, right? They care way more about stuff I don't care too much about, like the character interactions. If you can have sex with a bear, or you can have a threesome with some witch, right? They care about these things a lot. I'm like, I don't care too much about that, right? It's fine if it's in the game. It could be fun sometimes, but it's not my main motivation to play the game to romance every single character or something like that. So. But Baldur's Gate 3 basically, Ultimate Game of the Year, I didn't play it because I didn't have time for it, and I'm gonna wait till it's finished and then we're gonna play it. And maybe it is true, I don't know, but I still think, just take all of this with a grain of salt. In such an amazing gaming year, I think your Game of the Year and your most enjoyable experience might be a very different one than from the other people if you didn't play everything. And if you played everything, you might actually be in your head like, they're all kind of good, right? It's really hard to stack them up against each other. All are different and great experiences. It's just an amazing game for year. So for year for gaming. So I think it's really hard for these very limited awards to be. I mean, there are a lot of awards, as you saw, but I think it's very hard to make them. You say make the situation justice. I just forgot how to say that. But anyway, you shouldn't be too sad if your game is not even on the list, because your game might still be Game of the Year from a quality perspective, even though it didn't win the, let's say, more socialistic awards, right? This is more like about the social perception of the game. It's not really about the gaming quality and the individual perception. So yeah, the more people play it, the best game basically was sure it's gonna win Game of the Year, right? Especially if people really liked the experience it gave them. So yeah. Happy it's Baldur's Gate 3 because it's not a bad game, I guess, but from what I heard. But I kind of also wish the awards would have been a bit more nuanced. For example, best visual design, Baldur's Gate 3 is just like, I just don't know, man. Really, the visual design really gets me, right? Everything else I can't really comment on, so hard to tell. And also Studio of the Year I can't really comment on, but I still think it's kind of annoying do that, especially if you give PC Game of the Year so randomly also to Baldur's Gate 3 while you don't give it on PS5 and Xbox. That just comes off as pretty weird, because they just could have put PC Game of the Year, maybe Hitman, you know, Hitman Freelancer mode or something like that, right? That would be nice, because that's just such a great game, right? It's an amazing game. It's one of the best experiences I've had in a while, and I really liked it. And yeah, you just could have put that one there. I just think they are not maybe well versed enough in video games, and they just basically maybe look just at the numbers or whatever. Well, probably they did, right? Okay, but that's basically it. Baldur's Gate 3, a lot of awards, some deserved, I guess, and others, in my opinion, maybe less so deserved. I mean, let's go look at a few images again, so maybe I'm just need to see it again. Nah, no way, man. Best visual design, no fucking way. It just looks so fucking all outdated technically, and it's so generic, man. You know, Baldur's Gate and also the Divinity series, I always thought it just has this basic, oh, we made a 3D model style, right? There is almost no real artistic value to the games. They just look so generic, in my opinion. Like, giving this game best visual style, I'm sorry, this is just sucking the dick of somebody because you know you're gonna get something for it, right? This is, nah, no way. Just look at the fucking UI. It looks terrible. Nah, I mean, seriously, holy shit. How can you give this visual presentation? I mean, even the items don't have, nah, I just can't, man. No, I'm sorry. No, but that's a pure joke. But whatever. I don't even know who the judges were, so just my little